Hi there guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees and maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Well, you've probably seen from the thumbnail that we are going to be continuing our 1000 subscriber art piece giveaway. But before we begin, let's just take a sip of coffee. You know how this works, and I do still have some left. Normally at this stage on a Sunday, I have actually already had my coffee, but we've got some. Come on, join me. Beautiful. And of course, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new around here and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete unbox experiences, art and graphic design, gaming nostalgia, CEX pickups and more, then yes, you are definitely in the right place over here. So would you consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already? And yes, guys, if you can handle the artsy gamers mess, madness and chaos and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop a new notification bell held up by Tails there. Well, yesterday we did go away and draw a Rayman to fit nice and comfortably in one of these boxes here to make our GTA-inspired art piece giveaway for
our 1000 subscriber giveaway.
Gosh, that was a mouthful to say. But anyway, yes, we went away and drew that yesterday. I had a really fun time doing it, and massive thank you to Nat who recommended Rayman here. Now, of course, it is Sunday, so you know what that means. It is a Let's Colour. So we're going to be going away and colouring in the main Rayman himself. I have already gone away a little bit Blue Peter style and just gone around the background, nice and simple, because yeah, colouring can take quite a while and I don't want you to be hanging around all day. So I can just explain what I did for the backdrop. But apart from that, yes, Rayman is a very orangey, kind of creamy colour, isn't he? So this is the media that you need.
This
is the media that we need. So I would definitely recommend some kind of like browns, oranges and yellows to help make that kind of skin tone effect that Rayman has got going for him. He's got some really lovely purple eyes as well, so I would really pick out a nice purpley pink colour. And then for the backdrop, I actually used quite a nice turquoisey colour, and I might even actually pop a little bit of blue right at the top between his hairstyle as well. So yeah, that's kind of the colours that we need today. For our tips, again, very orangey yellow colours. So a nice big thick orange tip and maybe some smaller red and orange ones as well, just to go around that black liner a little bit to just make those colours pop. So yeah, I mean, if I pick up any more colours, then yeah, I'll definitely let you know. But of course, we'll go and set up in the Arty Gamer art studio now, where we'll start to colour in our Rayman from yesterday. Okay, so here we are, guys, set up back in the Arty Gamer art studio, ready to colour in our Rayman that we drew from yesterday. This was the media that we were taking reference from, this lovely manual here from Rayman M. Never actually played the game, so guys, in the comments down below, is this actually a good Rayman to play? I very much have just played some of the classics on the PlayStation 1, but yeah, I mainly picked this one up just to add to the collection, as I am looking to build up a bit of a Rayman collection on the PlayStation 2. Anyway, this was the manual that we used, and I think it'll be really helpful actually, because it is a really nice big close-up of his face, and that's exactly what we need, isn't it, to really depict all of those colours. Very peachy, very orangey yellow, aren't they? But before we get there, beady eyes amongst you might actually see what I have done to Rayman. Now, like I said yesterday, I do really want to keep within theme of GTA. So for example, you know, with Crash here, I've got a bit of a cigar hanging out of his mouth, and, you know, Sonic here just standing in front of a big explosion, possibly from a car that is just rammed into a shop window. The kind of Spyro here, I mean, it's not giving too much GTA vibes away, but I do think it's quite cool because he does quite have like a menacing look, and maybe he's just kind of contemplating life. You know, you kind of get that aspect in GTA, day, don't you? Maybe you have a bit of time of peace and tranquility as you're roaming around the street and actually kind of thinking, God, as the character, what has my life come to? And then boom, here we go. We have Rayman, and I've actually just popped some tattoos around him. I've done a cobweb there just on his face and the teardrops. So before we colour in Rayman, let's just go and outline the cobweb in black and the 2 teardrops. So yeah, I just thought this would be really cool. And this is kind of just acting as a tattoo now on Rayman's face. So yeah. I think it's going to work really well, actually. Yeah. Now, do forgive me, guys. Yesterday, I did notice that the camera was blurring a little bit again as I was just going round in pencil. Not so much the black liner. I think it just generally might be down to the fact that I am drawing in a very small, compact space, and the camera might just be kind of focusing on my hand a little bit. So I do apologize if this is kind of what we're getting on my Let's Draws at the moment, mainly because I am so compact in this small area. So just forgive me, it is rough and ready on this show. You know, it is a one-man band pretty much. So yeah, but hopefully you can follow along as much as you can do if the camera does kind of blur a little bit. But yeah, I do apologize about that with regards to yesterday's video. But I have kind of centered the camera and angled it a little bit more further down. So hopefully it'll pick up a lot of the coloring today. So there we go. We've got his cobweb kind of tattooed on him and the 2 teardrops. Absolutely funny. Right, okay, then where are we going to begin first? You know what? I do think we should start off with his big nose. We're going to keep the fist that colour. I did just go and add a subtle bit of shading as well, but the fist is white in his big white glove, so that doesn't really need to be touched. It really is just his nose, his eyes, and his big hairstyle, and I might just colour that remainder bit in blue. So, you know what? I'm thinking actually this colour to start off with. It is a brown, but it's quite a light brown, and I think it will just help us out to create some dark areas just around to the right-hand side and light areas at the top. I think if I was to go straight in with a yellow and peachy colours, I might not get the effect that I want. And I would like to do our kind of, you know, 3-tone effect as well today, but I haven't quite decided what felt tip to use, whether to go orange or yellow for that matter. So I think this is a good foundation colour, and then once it's coloured in, it'll help me make up my mind whether to go orange or yellow for the, you know, the felt tip that I often like to use. Okay then, so here we go. I'm going to create that 3-tone effect then. So I am just going to swoop a big kind of arc shape up around his nose here. And I'm going to actually press quite hard, quite thick in this area here that I'm just showing you with my pencil. And then the area around the cobweb, actually that's going to be kept quite light. So here we go, just pressing quite hard into the paper. And away we go. And hopefully the camera is picking that up okay for you guys. Now, we do have a new fan of the channel, Nats. Her dog is very, very keen and interested in the Let's Colours. Yeah, we had a lovely picture come through on the Discord yesterday evening as Nats was watching Rayman come to life. And also her dog was thoroughly enjoying. So yeah, thank you guys. If pets are enjoying the YouTube as well, I am all for it. And yeah, if they actually happen to have an account, get them to sub. Okay, so that bit is all nice and coloured in. And now I'm just going to colour in the remainder, just that little bit lighter now. So it is the same pencil colour that I'm using, but it's just that little bit lighter because I am pressing that little less firm. We're just going to bring it right into the cobweb as well. There we go, perfect. And just make sure all the colour is right up to all the black lines. Perfect. There we go. Very happy with that. Nice. Okay, then let's move on to his forehead then. And you know what? This is actually more of a darker orangey colour, I would say. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go around this in this same colour again, and then I'm going to just do an overlay of orange. I think that will work really nicely. Bearing in mind now there are darker areas here, isn't there? Right in the centre of his brow. So we do need to make almost like a little wibbly wobbly shape in between his two eyebrows to create that darker patch. So again, let's just create a little bit of a darker shape here. And I'm just going to press quite hard into my, just maybe bring that up there, yeah. And keep that quite light there. So I think this needs to go all dark. And in fact, the felt tip can come and help us out there as well. But let's just make this all dark in here. Keeping that bit quite light. Lovely stuff. It's quite dark in here as well. So let's press quite dark in here. And then very dark up here as well. There we go, lovely. And then, yeah, any remaining white bits. Now just use the same pencil colour, but just press that little bit lighter. And here we go, we are now creating the iconic Artsy Gamer 3 shade effect. There we go. Well, it will be 3 shades when we add the felt tips, but yeah, there we go. Nice, it's looking good already. Okay then, now let's bring that orange into the picture. And I'm just now going to run my orange around his brow area, just to give it a little bit of an orangey feel to it. Yes. Just gives it a little bit of an orangey feel. Yeah, nice, perfect. And you know what? I might actually apply that same technique with his hairstyle now, but almost revert it. So I'm actually going to do it orange and then just run over it with that brown. I think that might work quite nicely. Okay then, so moving on to, actually let's just bring the manual in, that's a little bit easier. Let's just move on to his hair now, and there's this really big dark bit that comes right up and tucks right beneath that overlapping bit of hair. So we do need to be mindful of that. That bit needs to go really, really dark, and of course we can apply a bit of felt tip to that as well. There's a small kind of triangular shape here, which is remaining quite light, and also this bit up here. And all of this is quite dark, isn't it? With a lovely highlight as well, just going around some of the outer areas of the hairstyle. So that's the kind of technique that we're going to apply now. So here we go. Let's just create that dark bit that comes all the way up. Oh, and actually comes right round in there. And then it does just kind of tuck in just a little bit. And here we go. All of this in here is going to go really dark orange. Off we go. And I hope this has helped you guys throughout the, the months to almost a year now that I've been on YouTube. I hope some of these pencil art tips have helped you get creative and, start to draw again. I'd love to know, actually. I'd really love to know. Because, yeah, we will be celebrating the YouTube's first birthday coming up at the end of August. So, yeah, there'll definitely be a little celebration. Absolutely. Okay, then, and then it just goes quite dark around the top just here. But it'll be nice and light here. So let's just use that same pencil colour now and just run it a little bit lighter. There we go. And let's press that a little bit lighter around here too. Perfect. And then let's just create a bit of a darker area up here as well. And then of course, let's go nice and light around here. Yay, there we go. Okay, looking really nice. After we've done that then, let's just go back to that brown. And we're just going to now lightly run this brown over probably some of the lighter areas actually. There we go. Just kind of tones it down just a little bit. Perfect. All right, okay, nice. Really good and really happy with that. Let's move on to those big, lovely purple eyes of Rayman. And again, just a nice little colour in here, and we can add a few finer details with the felt tip. I think the eyes go really well actually over here because yeah, it's right next to that lovely purple Spyro. Oh, really awesome. Okay then, and I did say I would like to add maybe just a little bit of blue. That took longer than expected to find, and let's just add a little bit of blue now, just at the top of his head. Hey, there we go. Wow, oh wow. Honestly, when you add the colour, everything just comes to life, doesn't it? Wow. Okie dokie. Perfect. Well, you know what this means. Let's go and now add those liners. So, I am thinking of going, yeah, of going orange, I think. I think the orange is just going to work that little bit better. And we're going to basically just go around the whole of Rayman in orange, but I would like the thicker orange just to come into play here and there, just to add the darker areas. So let's just go around the whole thing in orange now with our thinner liner here. All right, and I apply this technique all the time, and you can see it with my other models as well. Actually, Crash Bandicoot is a great example. You know, we just go around the whole figure with an orange liner, and actually where we need to just thicken up some of the darker areas, that's when we bring the thicker tip in. So here we go, let's apply that same technique. So starting off with the nose here, and you're just simply just going to run that liner. Yeah, in fact, I might not bother going too much around it because a lot of that is going to be with the thicker liner here. So pretty much just where I know that thick line isn't going to come to play here. There we go, lovely. And then just around the brow. Just getting every black line that you can find and just run it around basically. All right, and around up here. Yeah, just keep following that line basically. All right, okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, okay, and then actually, no, let's just run that line around here as well. There we go. Lovely. Right then, and then, yeah, let's get that thicker orange now. And you'll see what I mean. And we'll just create that three-tone effect. So here we go. And just kind of following the same basic pattern. Yeah. I think you kind of got 3 tones now, haven't you? Yeah, lovely. Look at that. Okay. And then this bit in here. Nice. This bit in here as well. Whoa. You're just basically finding those darker areas and just kind of catching a smaller blob in it, if that makes sense. Wow, yeah, perfect. This is looking really nice, isn't it? And I think that's pretty much it, guys. There isn't too much needed to be done with that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That is Rayman. I mean, we could maybe just have maybe a little bit more of a highlight around here. Just make it a little bit thicker. But yeah, there we go. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, guys, yeah, that is the Rayman. I am so happy with how that has come out. Let's go and wrap up in the main studio. Well, there we go. Another section to our 1,000 subscriber art piece giveaway complete. I'm so happy with how that Rayman came out. I did just go away and add a few subtle details as well, like I did colour in the teardrops black, and I did just go around the kind of background in a nice darker blue as well with the liner. But apart from that, that was pretty much it, and it is ready to rock and roll.
Rain. Rain.
Oh my gosh!
I think that is the universe telling me that is the end of today's video. Of course, guys, thank you so much for all your continued support. That is me, the Artsy Gamer. Have a good one. And of course, I'll catch you in tomorrow's TikTok Live and YouTube video. Over and out.